Good morning. For this Monday morning meditation, I wanted to take you to a magic library where you can let go, or at least begin to release, an old habit that's no longer working for you. So, if you're prepared to join me on this guided coaching meditation, let me take you on that journey. Imagine, if you will, that right in front of you is a library. And it doesn't matter what it looks like, just that you know it's a library. And I don't know about you, but a library brings so many different feelings for me. So if they're positive, go with them. And if they're not, for whatever reason, know that this is magical and can be everything that you want this to be. So one of the things about talking magic and imagination is that it's best done with your eyes closed. So once you've found yourself somewhere quiet to sit and relax, to bring your awareness inwards, breathing as you do. All messages that you are passing to that deeper part of you, that all is well, all is okay. And as you do, just allowing yourself to go with the flow, following the sound of my voice and the meaning of my words to take you where it needs to take you today. And you can listen to this recording multiple times and know that when you do, you might get a different experience. And that's perfect, because it's all about what you need and what you want. So when you're ready, getting yourself settled there where you are, I want you to start to walk towards that library and go in through the doors. Maybe it's a majestic library full of pillars and space and tall ceilings. Maybe it's more of a quieter place, a place where you can just really begin to enjoy the feeling of quiet, the solitude if you want, and most definitely the period where you can be on your own. So imagine, if it helps, that this library is only got you in it. Everybody else has gone. And I want you to notice a sign somewhere. And I'm not sure whether it's pointing you upstairs or downstairs. And it's called the Library of Life. How important is that? And you're curious to find out what it is you need to find out that is going to help you the most today. And I want you to walk towards this sign slowly, measuredly, with quiet, calm confidence, because you know that whatever you come across is going to be beneficial for you. So whether you have to go upstairs, downstairs, left, right, or straight ahead, it's whatever works for you. For some buildings, there's several floors, isn't there? And for others, they're just on one floor. Maybe it's a modern library that you have. Who knows? Just allowing yourselves to walk where you need to walk to get to this place called the Library of Life. And as you step through to wherever you need to step through, notice there is another load of books in front of you, aisles of them. And now it's like, where do I go now? So you see a librarian coming along and you ask for some assistance. Hi, I'm here for the Library of Life, my life. And the librarian says, just tell me your name. And as you let them know, ah, yes, they say, come with me. And you follow them through rows and rows of books. And as you go, you find yourself being more and more curious about what you might find in your library of life. Ah, said the librarian, here you are. This is yours. And as you look at it, there are 2 rows of books that you can walk down the middle of. So you've got books on your left and books on your right. And this is all your life, past, present, and future. Oh, hello. So what I want you to do is know that in here somewhere is the book that you are to work on today. So let's just get a sense of where past, present, and future might be. So I don't know how many rows of books there are, but let's just talk about 12 rows. So 6 on each side, maybe. Or maybe you've come to a dead end and there's books going around you on 3 sides. Which area is your past? And this is down to you. You choose. There's no right and there's no wrong. And once you've identified the past, fabulous. I want you to identify now the present. And in a moment, where is your future? And just for curiosity's sake, let's go over to that future section. And you pull some books out. And it's funny because whilst as you open them, they have text written on them, some of them begin to fade until it's a blank sheet. Wonder what that's about. And the more books you look at, the more fade and disappear and change. So there's nothing for you to read and there's nothing for you to interpret. Your future is literally an open book of blank sheets of paper. And that can be very exciting because what it means is today you can start to rewrite the script of your life. So I want you to come back to the present. And I don't know how your books are ordered. Maybe it's in date order, your age, maybe it's topics. I'm not sure. But whatever that is, I want you to pull a book out. And what I'd like you to do is before you do, so if you've pulled one, please put it back. I want you to think about the one thing, the one habit in your life you'd like to change, to shift, to replace. And as you hold that intent in your mind's eye, I now want you to reach out for the book that is going to help you the most. And when you've done that, pull that book out of the shelf and have a look at that book. And notice that it's referencing a few books in the past. And in this book, as you look at it, it's talking about what that habit is currently doing for you. It's talking about how it's helping you. What makes you do the habit? What are the triggers that go on? And when you've got the trigger, what is the need that this habit satisfies? So, for example, cleaning your teeth makes your mouth feel fresh and that you know that you're looking after your oral health, preventing issues in the future. Maybe there's another habit that you do, but there will be something that it's doing for you. So just for a moment, think about the trigger of the habit. What causes it to start? And then and you may not get it now, but that's okay. You can listen to this again. And then I want you to understand the need. What is it giving you? And it will either be protecting you, keeping you safe, feeling secure, loved, appreciated, wanted. I don't know. And you may not know. So do not worry unduly, because your unconscious knows what this habit is doing for you. And as you turn the pages of the book, find a page that says, now is the time to change it. And just for a moment, notice a chapter called The Future and have a quick look in there. Where was this habit taking you? How was it going to influence your world? And again, that can be quite complicated, and you might need to listen to this more than once, or your unconscious mind will just realize it doesn't need to know. But for those of you who like the detail, this is your opportunity to understand what the longer term impacts are of keeping this habit in your world. And it's fascinating as you flick through this book of this habit. And it might not be a big book. It could be just, 10 pages, could be more. I don't know. And the bigger the habit, maybe the more you might need to listen to this to keep chipping away at whatever you need to chip away at that's going to help you the most. Now we're going to do something with it. You understand the triggers of this particular habit. You understand the ways that you are providing what you need from this habit. Maybe you even understand what you do with this habit, although that's not a requirement for today. But I want you to go back to the beginning of the book where there are references to your past you, and have a look at the books that are specifically relevant to this habit. And I want you to pull those books too. Hopefully, there's just a couple, maybe more. Everybody is very different. Pull those books out, and they are referencing this habit, where it came from, how it was reinforced, and yes, what it was doing for you. And now you may have a few books, a pile of books, maybe more, in which case you might need a trolley. That's okay. And now I want you to realize it's time to let this habit go. So somewhere in this library, there is a large window which looks out immediately over a fast flowing river. I want you to go over to that window and open it. And I want you to start with the present book, the book from the present, telling you how you're using this habit right now and what's happening with it. And I want you to tear out the pages, tear them out, screw them up, and throw them in the river as it's drawn away, washed away, dissolved away. And keep doing that until the book is empty. You're letting that habit go, one step at a time. The triggers, and there may be more than one. Letting those pages out of the book, screwing them up and throwing them out the window into the river. And if for any reason they don't fall in the river, have a wind blow them away, because what they're doing is they're taking them out of your world, out of your universe, out of this time, no longer relevant for you. Tear out all the reasons that this habit has supported you, knowing that it's okay. We're about to put something in much more supportive for you. Letting go. all the pages that refer to how that habit plays out no longer useful for you. Tearing those pages out, screwing those pages up and throwing them in the river, watching them flow away. Well done. And as you do that, take out the next few pages, which is the satisfaction that the body gets, the rewards. And they're not physical, they're not rewards in the way of, here's a medal or a cup of tea or a bar of chocolate, none of those sorts of things. No, this is the feeling that completing the reward, the habit gives you. That's the reward. Tearing that up, you don't need that anymore. You no longer need it. Ripping them up, tearing them up, screwing them up and throwing them out of the window until all the pages are gone. And now I want you to throw out the cover of the book so that you've got nothing left in your hands. Gone. And just begin to feel some sort of lightness come over you as you start to realize you're letting go of a habit that no longer works for you. And now you've got some other books, and I want you to do the same to them. Just ripping them up, throwing them out, screwing them up, whatever you need to do, and throw them into that river that fast flowing river that will just take them away from you out into the universe. And take as long as you need. Taking the time that you need to dispose of all those books. And if you think this is going to take a while and you've got the time, by all means, put this on pause while you just allow yourself to do what you need to do. Getting rid of the past reasons that this habit may have come about. And you don't need to know what they are. You just need to know that these books reference it, and you're going to just throw them out. And just while you're throwing them out, realizing that anything in there that's important is written in other books as well. So it'll be fine. But we just need to get rid of the bits that are not relevant to you anymore. Throwing them out. Getting rid of them. And that's right. Very good. And as you complete that process, I want you to go back to your section of the library, your library of life. And as you do, notice that on the future you, there's a few new books there. And as you pull them off the shelf, there's some writing beginning to appear. Now, I don't want you to, I want to avoid reading it right now, but I want you to understand, what would you like instead of that habit? Is it the end result you want to be different? Or is it how you do the habit? Or is it the triggers that cause it? And it doesn't much matter, and maybe it's all three, who knows? But I want you to see how it's going to be different from now on. And right now, as you imagine the different you want to be, notice that this book is now becoming populated with words, symbols, imagery, colours, sound even. It doesn't matter. But it's information in its many variants that is beginning to create a new habit for you. And the more you listen to this section, the more that habit can be the habit you want it to be. You can develop it and practice it and grow it till eventually it truly is just a habit. That's right. Very good. And remember, now you still need the cue that tells you when to start the habit. And then the behavior that you'll do. So if it's something that's normally tipped you down a negative pathway, just see yourself smiling and saying thank you. To whomever, to whatever, thank you. I'd forgotten that. Thank you. You're right. Mm. And whatever the new way of doing this habit is, I want you to see the end result where you feel satisfied, happy, safe, secure, loved and appreciated by you. And you feel good about yourself. And where do you feel that good about yourself? Is it in your gut, your chest, or your head? It makes no difference. And I want you to tune into that. And when you get that sense of wherever it is, that feeling good about this change of habit sits within you, I want you to know that the more you tune into it, the more that you can start to benefit from it. The more you tune into it, the faster this new habit will take root and grow. The more you tune into it, the better the results. And as the book continues to fill up with the instructions and the guidance and all the many ways that this habit can help you, pop it back into the future section, knowing you can come back and have a look at that whenever you want to. But feel lighter right now, brighter, a little lifted perhaps, whatever is positive and changed for you. As you turn around and start to leave this magic library where you've rewritten something, might be really small, about your life. But even the smallest things grow, don't they? Just like when you hit a golf ball, if it's just slightly off, the angle of where you wanted it to go grows and grows. The further away it goes. And I want you to imagine coming out of the library at 5, knowing that on some level you have made a change. And I don't know to what level that change is, but your unconscious does. So that the next time you listen to this, it will know what it needs to do for. It will take real advantage of making things better, updating, upgrading, whatever it needs to do to help you the most achieve the best outcome for you. 3, because this is all you and what you want. And providing it's ethical and meets with what you want from life, there's no reason why that cannot come about to coming out of that library. And I want you to feel really lifted and ready for your day, bringing back with you anything that's going to help you on your journey. 1, coming back into the room, opening your eyes only as fast as you are ready to be different now.